That's more like it. So we agreed to talk beforehand, get some of the nerves out of the way, and introduce you to our fine group who braved the weather to come out just like you did to come and see you at the PNC. Sunny Ward, ladies and gentlemen, she's going to be at Alberta Abbey tonight, 8 o'clock. I looked, tickets still available. So if that cabin fever is still hitting you, make sure you get tickets right after this. You are traveling around with your fourth album. The album has a fascinating name, and I think it talks a lot about everything that went into it. Anarchist Gospel. I mean, there's a lot of emotion that went into this album. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Oh, it's just like a breakup album.
It is a breakup album. I mean,
Yeah.
you've been getting noticed for this. I saw on at least one website this album is one of their favorite albums of the year. And it was absolutely, I mean, you're up there with Boy Genius, who's up for Grammys. So to be mentioned with a band like Boy Genius and others for, you know, their favorite album, that says a lot for all the work that you've put into this album, that you're going to be performing some songs from. So thank you for bringing that music here today.
Oh, thanks.
I was looking at your website and you said something interesting about it, and I had to write it down because it was fascinating. And you wrote about this album. It promises not healthy, but resilience and perseverance, sort of a balance between good and bad.
Wait, what was the first part?
You said that this album promises not healthy, not healing, but resilience and perseverance.
Oh man, I don't remember saying it, but I guess so. I guess like.
I mean, like I said, there's a lot of emotions that you went through a lot and wrote about a lot for this album. I mean, was it healing? I know it wasn't, you say it wasn't healing, but it had to have been cathartic.
I think it was healing, like in the long run. Like I think just any kind of writing or anything, it helps eventually. Like I don't think it feels like it while you're writing stuff. It just feels like you're just stuck in something, and then that can almost seem like a further obsession with stuff to be like, nah, I gotta write about this. Like to be like, I'm upset about this. Now I'm writing about it. I'm still thinking about it the next day. It just feels obsessive.
Well,
But I think you gotta get it out or something.
yeah, I mean, I'm not a writer, but people who write, whether they be songwriters, novelists, people who write poetry, it doesn't really matter. They all seem to say that just writing it out just helps you work through it. And it seems like with this album, writing out all of these things that you went through helped you at least get through some of it.
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty bitter though. I don't know. So.
Well, I mean, I also read something about, it was a balance of good and bad. You're working through, these bitter feelings, but yet trying to balance it with not happy necessarily, but good thoughts, good feelings.
Yeah.
You would prefer that I would just leave you play music and get it out that way. I will let you do that. I do want to ask you, have you been to Portland before?
Yeah, but it wasn't like this. It was like warmer. And it was like, it was hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Blues Fest, it was like summertime.
Yeah.
Well, that time it was too hot. So I guess this is the opposite.
It kind of happens that way.
Yeah.
January, we get the crummy cold, and like August, we get the really hot. So you've got to come somewhere in between.
I've never been in between.
Yeah.
So
If you come in the fall or in the spring is my favorite. So just that's my piece of advice. That's the beautiful
I'll
time.
try.
I know you can only do so much. Well, I did want to say one other thing that I saw is that as I'm looking up, whether it be your website or your social media posts or things that people have written about you, I mean, there are so many genres that people use to describe your music. I mean, folk punk, um, country blues, American roots guitar. You draw from a lot of genres to create the music that you do. And you're not pigeonholed, is actually what I'm trying to say.
I'm back to just country blues now.
Is that what you prefer, the country blues?
For right now, yeah.
Talk to you in a couple of years when you're here during the springtime.
Yeah, it depends on how warm it is.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
This is good country blues weather for sure. I will let you perform, but I do want to give you two things, because on your Instagram page, you said the only thing you like more than magnets are stickers.
Yeah.
So I have a magnet and a sticker for you.
Oh, thanks.
So I'm going to leave this with you, and we're going to get out of your way and let you perform.
You want me to take it?
No, I'm going to leave it right here.
Okay.
I'm not going to get in the way of you performing. I'm going to leave it here. I want to thank you for coming out in this weather, and I want to encourage you to go, as soon as this is over, get tickets to go see Sunny War at Alberta Abbey. And as I said, I'll get out of the way.
Oh,
Everybody,
thank you.
Sunny War.
Appreciate it.